Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Joe Skurzewski and Justin Gick here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the site of the Republican National Convention. A lot of news rapidly unfolding on this first day. We just found out moments ago, it was confirmed with NBC News, that North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum has been informed he's not the vice presidential selection for former President Trump. This has also been reported by various other news outlets as well, including Fox News and CNN. We have our digital team working on updating our stories as well. But Justin and I here are on the ground. We're going to be entering the convention arena shortly here to cover the convention. We still got a great event to cover here in Milwaukee. Governor Doug Burgum is expected to speak as well. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. So, it's not that we're not going to see Governor Burgum here. He is going to show a presence here. We don't know what day he's going to speak at the convention. I would assume maybe tomorrow. I know Kristi Noem is speaking from South Dakota tonight. But speaking with we've talked to Senator Kramer today. Joe, you were there. I mean, when we were asking those questions, he kind of had a little bit of a puzzled look on his face. Just he didn't know whether it was going to be Doug or not. But again, as we just said, Burgum not that choice. I've talked to Senator Kramer in the past, and what he has said is we'll definitely see Doug Burgum in some sort of a role in the Trump administration if former president should win again in November. Whether that be he seems to think it would be Secretary of Energy, Commerce, Ag. Those have all been floated. Senator John Hoeven has even talked about that as well. So I would imagine, though, we will definitely see Doug Burgum continue to be a surrogate by far on the trail, continuing to be out there and getting the message out. And again, I think we will see him in some sort of a position for sure.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if he was picked to be the energy secretary. Like you said, that's been a big talking point for him, of course, coming from North Dakota, but that's also a message when he got a chance to talk during the two debates. That was what he wanted to talk about to get the point across, and maybe the former President Trump, sees potential in him for that role if former President Trump is elected to the office. So there is the potential for that. We also did find out as well that Florida Senator Marco Rubio has informed he's out of the running as well. So that leaves a couple names out there. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance is still in the running. We're seeing a lot of reports now that Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, his stock could be rising now today. He could go with Nikki Haley, maybe to try to amend differences with Nikki Haley's supporters who really didn't like Donald Trump when she was still in the race.
And other thing I want to add is too, Governor Burgum's 67 years old. A lot of people might be looking for somebody on the younger side for VP, because I've read some articles that we're also with President Biden and what's been going on with that situation, Trump is looking to, if he does get in, he only has 4 more years to serve, looking for somebody to continue that Trump legacy. And J.D. Vance, I believe, is in his 40s, so, he could very well do that. Nikki Haley could even do that if that's who it is. But, it's a shame we're here, Governor Burgum not chosen, but, again, he'll still have a presence here. And to me, Joe, we've covered Governor Burgum during this whole time. He ran for president last year, and even for him to be on this top short list for vice president, it's amazing. Somebody from North Dakota gaining all this national name recognition. If you didn't know Doug Burgum, before, you certainly know him now.
Yeah, that's for sure. Justin, you've interviewed him a number of times. I've interviewed Doug as well. He has really made a name for himself here over the past year with running for president, and then getting to vying for the vice presidency here. But we're still on the ground here. There's a lot that's going to happen here in the next 4 days. So Justin and I are going to bring you all the coverage here. We are going to be live throughout the day here. We got to get situated, boy. We had Justin and I had to jump through a few hoops. We won't bore our viewers with this, but
we'll update you later.
Yeah, we had to jump through a few hoops to secure our credentials, but we're all good now. So we got to get into the venue here and cover all the things going on. We're going to try to track down some of the North Dakota delegates as well. I've been messaging with some of the, in fact, people from from the Minot area that are actually inside the Pfizer right now. This is the day that the delegates are all getting situated.
And just one more thing I wanted to note real quick, Joe. Interesting, we might have kind of gotten a grip on this earlier. I was talking to a couple of our delegates. I think it's okay to share now. They were telling me before this convention that the North Dakota delegation was moved towards the back of the arena where they were originally situated in the front. So I don't know if that is a coincidence. You know, we were told that if Burgum was the choice, that the North Dakota delegation was going to get a little bit rowdy and boo because they aren't in support of him. But you know, that could be too that they were moved just because of this decision as well.
I think I can say this for certain, that this past week has been one of those, you know, where were you when weeks, going back to what the awful thing that happened on Saturday in Pennsylvania at the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, and now going into this week in the convention and what we're going to see. And then this is just one side of the coin. Then next month, the Democrats have their convention, and obviously there's a lot of questions about current President Biden and his capacity to, you know, hold the office for another 4 years. So Justin and I are going to continue to bring you coverage here from Milwaukee, the site of the RNC, throughout the rest of this week. Hey, we got to get inside, so we're going to sign off.